Do you think you're dealing with a bad fuel rail pressure sensor? In today's video, we're sharing 7 common symptoms you can check for in your car to make sure that's really the issue. Let's get started. First, let's explain what it does. The fuel rail pressure sensor measures the pressure in the fuel rail and sends this information to the ECM, which controls it. Without this, the fuel injectors wouldn't know how much fuel to supply to the engine. Sometimes the sensor also measures the fuel temperature. Basically, it helps the ECM to control the fuel pump speed. Now, let's take a closer look at the symptoms. Symptom number 1: Limp mode. A bad fuel rail pressure sensor can cause the vehicle to enter limp mode because the ECM needs correct pressure readings to control fuel delivery. If the sensor gives wrong data or stops working, the ECM sees this as a big problem. This triggers limp mode to protect the engine and keep you safe. Symptom number 2: Check engine, light on. Here are some codes related to a faulty fuel rail pressure sensor. P019-0, P019-1, P019-2, P019-3, P0194, which is a clear sign something's wrong with your car, sometimes appearing before you notice any problems. The ECU triggers a warning if the fuel-air mix isn't right or if the pressure reading is too low, causing the light to come on. These codes alert you when the fuel pressure sensor isn't working properly. Symptom number 3: Hard starting. The ECU tells the fuel system to send fuel to start the engine. If the fuel rail sensor malfunctions, the cylinders might not get enough pressure, making it hard to start. Sometimes, the engine may crank a few times before starting. But it could also fail suddenly, leaving you stuck. To avoid this, watch for early signs and replace them immediately. Symptom number 4: Engine stalling. You might find your vehicle shutting off randomly while parked or driving. This happens because the sensor gives incorrect fuel pressure readings. So the ECM makes decisions based on wrong data, disrupting the air-fuel ratio and causing the vehicle to turn off unexpectedly. In the worst case, the engine might stall and not restart. Symptom number 5: Poor engine performance. When the fuel rail pressure sensor starts to malfunction, you'll experience power loss. Your car might feel unresponsive, slower than usual, even when you press hard on the accelerator. Normally, pressing harder on the pedal should increase fuel delivery to keep up with demand, but if the sensor is faulty, this doesn't happen. Symptom number 6: High fuel consumption. Now, if the ECU misinterprets the fuel rail pressure sensor readings and injects too much fuel into the system, your vehicle might consume more fuel than necessary. Those who monitor their car's fuel economy will notice a difference, although it might not be very noticeable. Saving money by not needing to refuel earlier than usual, even by 30 miles, can add up over time. How much does it cost to fix? Replacing a damaged fuel rail pressure sensor is typically inexpensive. If you can't install it yourself, expect to pay between $50 and $150 for the sensor, plus $75 to $250 for labor. The total cost depends on your vehicle type and the complexity of the replacement. Typically, replacing this part takes less than an hour. Labor rates vary by location, which can affect your overall cost. Just to add, the fuel rail pressure sensor doesn't require regular maintenance. It's durable and often lasts the entire lifespan of your car. You're unlikely to need to replace it more than once in any vehicle. We hope you find this video helpful, and if you do, make sure to like and subscribe so we can assist you. Fix it.